Hello again. I want to do another short video on another Philip K. Dick novel, which happens to be one of my favorites. Very weird 1966 novel called, uh, originally called The Unteleported Man, but the updated version is called Lies Incorporated, and I much prefer that version. The Unteleported Man has an interesting and weird publication history. It was originally published in magazine form as a novella in 1964, I believe in Astounding, and then it was purchased by Ace Books for one of their Ace doubles. That version was missing some material. It was expanded, but some of the material went missing in 1965. It was published by by Ace Books in, I think, 1965, and that section was just left out. There was just a blanks and a little explanation. Pages are missing from here. Um, then in 1966, an expanded version with 80,000 more words was printed by Berkeley Press. That also had a blank section and just a little notation, pages are missing. The story didn't make a whole lot of sense because of that missing material, which was eventually found in the Philip K. Dick archives in Santa Ana by the Philip K. Dick Society, sadly after he passed away in March 2nd, 1982. But it was reincorporated into the new version, which is referred to as Lies Inc., which is a police organization in the book. Lies stands for Listening Instructional Education Service, which doesn't make a lot of sense, but that's what it stands for. As run by Matson Glazer Holiday, one of the key characters. The story is basically the story of a man named Rockmail Ben Applebaum, who is being hounded. His father's spaceship company has been put out of business by the invention of teleportation, or Telpor, as it's called, which was invented by a rather Nazi-like German scientist called Sepp von Einem, who works for a country that is a united Germany now called Neue Eines Deutschland, New United Germany. It's pretty predictive for 1966, considering the Berlin Wall had just gone up. But Sepp von Einem claims that teleportation only works one way. You can only go to the colony, but if you try to get back, you'll die because of the compression forces that are put on you by the teleportation equipment. You can only make the journey back by an 18-year spaceship journey in suspended animation, which nobody has done. Rockmeal Ben Applebaum is being hounded by Theodoric Ferry, the president of a rival company that runs the teleport called Trails of Hoffman Inc., and that's a joke on Tales of Hoffman, obviously. Dick having a little joke there. But he only owns one remaining spaceship, his father's great ship Omphalos, which stands for naval in Greek, means naval, I should say. And Theodoric Ferry wants it, and he makes various attempts to get it from him. It's his only asset. It's the only thing he can use to pay off his father's debt. He's being hounded by these creditor jet balloons, which hound him and follow him everywhere, and are demanding payment. He decides that he thinks there's something funny about the transmissions that people receive back from this colony, which is located on a planet in the planetary system of the star Fomalhaut, which is a blue-white Class A blue giant star in the constellation Piscis Austrinus, the southern fish, 25 light years from Earth. And they depict a utopia, and everybody seems to be happy, but there's something funny. The people don't move right. They look like the people who are in the videos that they send back look like they're the same people who were there at the colony. They don't seem to have aged at all. There's something phony about it, he suspects. He tries to tell the Master Glazen Holiday, the head of one of these corporations, that there's something wrong, and he tries to, and that he intends to, with Holiday's help, to take the Omphalos on this 18-year journey. He's going to go into suspended animation and arrive at Whale's Mouth, this planet, and see what's really going on in the colony. various forces, including particularly Trails of Hoffman, want to prevent him from doing this. And when he tries to get the miniaturized components that he needs for the suspended animation module, they're intercepted by an agent of Trails of Hoffman, and now he has no way to make the journey, or he's going to age and die. But he decides he's going to do it anyway. Various people try to stop him. He's assisted by an African-American space pilot named Aldosker, who fights off these agents of Trails of Hoffman, and he's almost killed, but he helps him get onto the ship, and he takes the journey. Well, the minute he gets to the new planet, he's hit with an LSD-tipped dart, and that takes him into a wild hallucination where he believes he's in this class of people called Weebles, who are people who are on this colony that's run by a very dull president, and he's always giving these like goofy speeches. And the colony is called New Colonized Land, and they don't fit in. For some reason, these people don't fit in. They are all having had these hallucinations, and they all live in these quote-unquote para-worlds, which are hallucinatory experiences that they go through. There's like Power World Silver, Power World Blue, Power World Green, the Counterclock World. And his particular delusion is called Power World Blue, where he sees this kind of aquatic monster that's like a bug-eyed monster that has one eye, and it's like an amphibian. There's an allusion to the fact that this may in fact be a beast called a Mazdas, which was the original sentient species that lived on Whale's Mouth before the human colonists came, and that they're trying to reassert their power and their ownership of the planet through this delusion. But he, Applebaum doesn't really buy into that. He's trying to fight off these delusions. He meets other members of this group, and they have this power that they can vote once, I think, a month, that if any of the other Weebles' hallucinations are becoming threatening, they can have him killed. And he starts to become, paranoid about this, that they're going to decide that he's dangerous and they're going to kill him. And he's trying to figure out ways to fight this. But he's forgotten that he has a defensive device that was given him by Freya Holm, who is Matson Glazer Holliday's secretary, who he has actually fallen in love with, a beautiful blonde. And it's disguised as a package of prophylactics. When he starts becoming attracted to Gretchen Boardman, another beautiful blonde, who's also one of these Weebles, he decides he wants to seduce her, and she says, well, you're not doing anything without protection. And he says, oh, that's okay, I've got these prophylactics. And he opens the prophylactic case, and what it is it's a weapon that will negate the effects of the LSD-tipped dart. And it can also transport him back in time. And what happens is he opens the prophylactic case, and it takes him back in time to the minute before he's shot by the LSD-tipped dart by the guard. And Freya Holm shows up and shoots and kills the guard before he can hit him with the LSD-tipped dart. And then he sees the real nature of the colony. It's not what he thought. He was afraid that it was like a death camp, like Nazi Germany, where they're killing people. But it's not. It's more like a Stalinist work camp, where people are being prepared in a sort of a military prison to fight an unknown enemy of some sort. There's a really weird subplot about a character called Gregory Glock, who is a proleptic. He has no arms and legs. He lives in a bubble, literally, and he's being influenced by, I think it's Set von Einem himself, to believe that certain things are true which aren't. Eventually, Van Applebaum comes back to Earth, and with Freya Holm, with this information about what's really going on at New Colonized Land, and forces Van Einem to admit that the teleportation system works both ways. It doesn't only work one way, and that people can, if they want, come back to Earth through the same teleportation process. And now colonists start coming back, and in the end, new ending, people are, horrified to find out what's really going on. They start deciding they're not going to go to the colonies after all, that it's, a horrible place. And Seth von Einem and his organization are arrested by Lies Inc. and imprisoned. I think that's a much better ending. The book itself is wildly hallucinatory. The whole description of these trips through the paraworlds is very vivid and interesting, well done. It's a crazy, weird novel, as is typical of Phil Dick's work. But again, he asks these questions that he liked to revisit. What is reality? Is there such a thing as shared reality? Could worlds that appear hallucinatory to one person be real? And of course, it brings into the question, is teleportation a gift or a curse, if it ever comes true, if we're ever able to do that. Very good, very interesting, and I highly recommend it. Again, if you like this video, I hope you will give me a like and subscribe to my channel. Thanks, and have a nice day.